This is an installation guide for the ZEX traction control window switch. Basic hand tools are required. This installation was done to a 1998 Mustang GT. Unfortunately, the ZEX traction control window switch does not come with any electrical connectors. Also, you might need some extra wire. You can start by lifting the hood. Next, disconnect the battery. Then you want to find a spot to mount the window switch. The glove box is a great place to conceal the window switch, but it also provides easy access. If this is where you decide to put it, then removing the glove box makes wiring easier. Once all three screws are removed from the bottom, you can pull the glove box out by sliding it through this small slot. If you're installing this switch on a 96 to 98 V8 Mustang, then the green wire will need to connect to the ECU, which is located behind the passenger side kick panel. Taping the wires together makes them easier to run through the interior of the vehicle. Here I went ahead and put a straightened out coat hanger behind the radio in the dash. Then I taped the wires to it and pulled it through to the driver's side. Then I went into the engine compartment and reused the coat hanger and stuck it through a grommeted hole. Then I taped the wires to it and pulled it up into the engine compartment. Then I reinstalled the glove box with the window switch inside. Now it's time to wire the window switch. The black wire is for a ground connection. You can go ahead and crimp on a loop connector. Find a suitable ground connection. Here you can see the connector being put around a screw connecting to the body. The red wire from the window switch is for a power connection. You will need to connect the red wire from the window switch to the lead from the arming switch that does not have the fuse assembly. When the arming switch is flipped to the on position, then the window switch will get its power. Using a splice connector makes this a very easy process. Now disconnect the nitrous management unit white wire from the throttle position sensor. If you installed the ZEX nitrous system with a T-tap connector on the throttle position sensor, then you can decide to reuse the connector or replace it with a new splice connector. If you choose to reuse this connector, then carefully decide how much of the white nitrous management unit wire you want to cut off. Crimp on the necessary connector. The use of extra wire depends on where you mount the window switch. Here I used some extra wire and crimped on the mating connector. Go ahead and plug everything together. Then plug it back into the T-tap connector. On the opposite end of this extra wire, crimp on the necessary connector. Now take one of the white wires from the window switch and crimp on the mating connector. Now plug it in to complete the connection from the window switch to the output voltage lead from the throttle position sensor. Take the remaining white wire from the window switch and crimp on the necessary connector. If If you don't need to use any extra wire to complete the connection, then go ahead and crimp on the mating connector to the white nitrous management unit wire. Plug in the nitrous management unit white wire to the window switch white wire. Now you're ready to find a Tach signal for the green wire. The ECU is located behind the passenger side kick pan. Unclip some of the interior trim. Then pull out the retainer that holds the kick panel in place. The kick panel should easily slide out. Here you can see 3 large wiring connectors. The gray connector on the far left has the wire with the Tach signal that we will tap into. Pull the retainers out of the sheet metal holding these connectors and wires in place. The next few scenes are to show you the exact wire you'll need to tap into for a Tach signal. The wire that has the Tach signal is in pin 48. Each wire has its own unique colors. The colors on the wire in pin 48 are orange and white. Follow this wire back until you have enough room to splice into it. You may need to remove some tape. Here you can see the orange and white wire leads up to a large gray connector. This is where you want to tap into it. Attach the green wire from the window switch to the orange and white wire with a splice connector. Here on this 2002 Mustang GT, go to the coil located on the driver's side nearest to the firewall, which is cylinder number 8. You can see that the green wire from the window switch is connected to the white and red wire on the coil. Once all of the wiring has been completed, you can go back and reconnect the battery. Then turn the window switch on. You can begin to program it. First, hold both of the buttons down until it says Pro. The first digit tells you which step of the programming process you are in. Because we connected the green wire to the ECU, you will select 8 for the number of cylinders the engine has. If the green wire is connected to an individual coil, then step 1 should read 00. The second step is skip shift. We decided to leave it 0 to cancel the option. The third step is activation RPM. The values are multiplied by 100, so 30 equals 3000. The fourth step is deactivation RPM. Again, the value is multiplied by 100. If you set the value to 50, it will deactivate at 5000 RPM. You will see end when the programming is complete. Then turn the window switch off. To test the function of the window switch, turn the car on. Then turn on the window switch. The RPM reading on the window switch should match that of the tachometer. The active indicator light will become illuminated when the activation RPM is reached. Now for a quick overview of the installation. Electrical connectors are not supplied with the window switch, so you will need your own. Extra wire may be required depending on where you mount the window switch. For 96 to 98 V8 Mustangs, connect the green wire from the window switch to the ECU. From 99 to 04, connect the green wire to an individual coil on cylinder number 8. The white wires from the window switch are interchangeable. One of the white wires connects to the output voltage lead on the throttle position sensor. The remaining white wire from the window switch gets connected to the nitrous management unit. Finally, double check all electrical connections.